Like, wow, this is great. I get to see this.
But then we'll be like waiting for the podcast, hopefully.
Oh wow, I can see this. Oh, here. Do you want a tripod? Actually, I have one.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I could set it literally anywhere. This is just for them. I have to.
What are we lifting today?
I'm scared they're gonna
Upper body mostly.
unsubscribe to me.
My good knee is really bad. Yeah, I think I tweaked in practice the other day because I'm definitely overcompensating. Whether I think I am or not. But it was
Well,
weird.
I'm gonna have her do front squats today, and then
Okay.
do upper body. So
That's fine. When you're doing that, I can do something else anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the bike would be good for you.
that's fine. Like, stuff like that is good. But like yesterday, man, I had a ace bandage this.
So hard for
Yeah,
me.
and I have my knee sleeves too, my knee wraps too.
I felt side to side, which I've never felt as a problem.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but the problem is like these didn't tear,
Yeah.
but they unhooked. Like when the bone broke, they all slid off. So it had to be
They're not gonna
reattached.
stand
That
there.
ligament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I just hope I didn't tweak anything with her, like side to side, because I felt like very wobbly yesterday. But today I feel a little bit better till I walk down the steps. But I also am facing
Oh, I know.
almost a week full of wrestling, like a half hour with her, dude. I'm dying,
Yeah.
like dying.
Well, that's a lot of wrestling, dude.
Dude, it's so much wrestling. You don't stop. That's the whole key.
Alright, that's recording.
Get this coffee out of here.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna have my coffee right
just keep it in there.
I'm gonna roll mine if I leave it up here.
This is white coffee.
Keep that close.
Okay.
Oh,
You know what
You
I'm
don't
talking
wanna
about.
be-
So you want to drink it,
yeah.
it's just like,
You wanna
Look
be
at this guy.
You want me to grab you
chocolate
a-
latte?
I have a tumbler if you want to pour it in there.
Okay, I'm not
Let's hide
it. Mark is like,
In
hey
shame.
man, hey man, I
Don't be ashamed of your coffee consumption.
Yeah.
Real
You don't
tough
want
guy.
people, yeah.
Show up my chihuahua,
Yeah.
my Cobra everywhere.
This is my puppy.
This is my puppy.
All right, are we ready to roll?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Okay.
We're just gonna have Allie's face.
Sit
there.
your
On my jewel.
The whole thing, the whole thing.
Okay. Got my life
It's
worked.
frozen.
That's frozen? I think it's still rolling though.
Is it though? Okay.
Damn, Allie broke it.
Ew, my face is all up in that.
And your five head.
I covered it with a hat.
She's a
It's not there
demon.
anymore.
That's why. I think you're the only uncool one without a hat. Usually the last one talking.
Alright. Well, I mean, Mark only wears a hat because he has longer hair than you, so.
That's true.
I didn't wash mine, so I had to wear a hat.
It's like a hairnet.
You just saved me on that because I was going to say, because I have a beautiful man bun, I don't need a hat. If I would have said that, then he would have been like, why not?
You actually. Have you seen these
You don't have most beautiful hair here. I don't have any hair, so I can't really follow.
I gotta start this when we're about to start. I don't have storage.
Oh, okay.
Little things like that is enough for them, though. Little
Yeah. Like, oh, they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Clips like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They think
Okay,
I'm
are we
fat.
ready to go?
We're rolling.
Oh,
All right.
Okay, wait.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Sit your ass down, girl. Okay.
Don't touch it.
All right.
Welcome back to Florida's Fittest Podcast. It's Mark and Mark, and we have two special guests here, Allie Recks and just Mike Orlando. We're super happy to have you guys. We're going to talk about, obviously, some fitness and what's going on in the world. So, let's get to like a little bit of, in case people haven't watched or heard your first podcast, let's hear how you guys got into wrestling.
Like, who are you
Yeah,
guys?
who are you guys and how you got into wrestling?
Who are
Who
you?
are these people in my house?
You should have known that.
By the way,
before.
we're totally quarantined. Okay.
Yeah.
It's only four,
I
not
still don't know
4,
who
not
I am.
10.
Yeah.
We're keeping social distancing, really.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Stay away from me.
You want to start? Yeah.
Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
I am Allie Recks. I'm the leader of the Rex Revolution. So what do you want to know about my character? Like what I do?
How did you get started?
Well, I got started.
Your athletic background?
There's coffee
There's
on my
coffee.
nose.
Who is Allie Recks and why does she lead the Rex Revolution?
Okay. Well, I started wrestling like 5 years ago at this point. I've been doing live shows for about 3 years now. I started wrestling in 2014. I've always been into it like my whole life. I grew up with a lot of boy cousins, so I got beat up a lot. So I kind of just had to learn to defend myself, and that's kind of where wrestling came in.
That's how you learned how to drop kick so efficiently?
Yeah, man, you know, you gotta do what
You
you
gotta
gotta
raise
do.
it.
I have most of my cousins are boys, so you know.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah.
So, you showed me some of your Instagram, like your early days, like what was your athletic background?
Going into wrestling,
Yeah.
I've played almost every sport. My main sports though were softball and cheerleading. But I've also done like gymnastics, karate, soccer, basketball, like the whole nine. But softball and cheerleading, that's my top two. So going into wrestling with like the whole gymnastics and cheerleading background kind of like messed me up a little bit because I had a lot of habits that I had to break because I'm so stiff and like you have to be so loose in wrestling. So like
you do a tumble and you're going,
literally I would do my forward roll and stand up like look at me and they're like stop, no, that's not how you do this. Like, stop doing that. So like breaking those habits was hard, but once you got past that, I mean, it was more natural because the athletic background helped me a lot.
Awesome.
I was a football player
and
wanted to wrestle my entire life, but I don't know how you figure out how to be a pro wrestler, and I am a pro wrestler. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but like when you decide like you want to be one, like then what? Like how do you figure out, okay, who do I go to? What do I do?
It's a lot of self-promotion too.
Right. So most of it was just kind of a good idea, something I wanted to do my whole life. But I played high school football, went to collegiate. One day, had a rough day in the weight room. I live a very different style of life than everybody else. Okay, so weight room was at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you don't wake up at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I was there. I was there. I
you
don't
were
know how
there.
much of mentally I was there. But I was there, and I think I showed up at like 5:02, and my coach was just like, "Stay outside." And I was like, "What do you mean stay outside? Like I'm here." He's like, "No, you're late. You're this. You're that. Blah 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 blah." So I get all like wrestler out in my head and like try to like cut a promo on this guy and like go upstairs and open the weight room door and try to like yell in front of all my teammates and be like, brother, like, you know what I mean, type of thing. And kind of got thrown out of the weight room again.
Yeah.
So I didn't contact my coach, didn't talk to him, didn't say anything, let it be. Next day I tried to show up, and make a long story short, he had like printed out things from the internet of like wrestling schools and was like, "Hey, you're not a football player, go wrestle." And I was like, whoa. Like, now what do I do? Like, I'm here, I'm in college to play football. He just told me I'm not a football player, go wrestle. I'm gonna take him up on that. And I just left. And I went to wrestling school. What I didn't know is my coach had already spoken to the guy who ran the wrestling school at that time.
Okay.
And basically that guy wouldn't let me sign up for wrestling, or I guess for the school, unless I committed to football still. So the only way this was gonna work was if I did my 5 a.m. practice, went to school all day, then I had my 3 p.m. practice, got out about 6, 2.5 hours down Cherry Hill or Williamstown from Elizabeth, New Jersey this is, to Old Time Wrestling. It's about 2.5 hour drive. I'd wrestle from like 9 p.m. till about 12 p.m.
Holy crap.
I drive back, or 12 a.m. I should say, drive back, get there about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, sleep for about an hour, and then go back on the football field.
Holy crap.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. And it taught me so much because at the time I hated everybody. I hated my coach. I hated the wrestling teacher, if you want to call him that. It was this guy, Ed. He was nuts. Psychopath. If you're a wrestling trainer, you have to be crazy, though. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Psycho. So they had me in this like loop where I would continuously have to do this. And it taught me a lot because I was a punk. And I had no problem admitting
So it taught you like a little bit of responsibility.
Yes.
You think like they were kind of helping you out in the long run?
Yeah, in high school I showed up. Yeah. I mean, I was 260 pounds, I just got in my stance and I hit somebody and that's it. That's all I had to do. And because how many kids in high school are like that, I got away with murder. So do whatever I want, get away with it. You're in college, there's 10 other people waiting for that spot.
Yeah, I know the hard way.
Yeah, so instead of my coach just going, "Hey, you know, fat boy, get out the door, I have another fat boy right over there," he kind of disciplined me and worked with me until I understand the reasons as to why.
Yeah.
And that's why I stuck with football for so long. I actually had a successful career out of that until I took wrestling 100% more seriously once college was over, but I still needed football to get through college.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I got started, and it taught me a lot, and it was different than her. But at the same time, I met her through training. I had trained her for about maybe 2 years, I guess you could say, before anything ever took off between us. But she wrestled at a different school. I wrestled for like 10 or 11 different schools already. Not that I've had like fallouts with any of them, but I'm a handful.
Yeah.
You know?
You've also been a lot further down the line than me.
Yeah.
When I was training, I wasn't allowed to leave my school. I can only wrestle for that school.
Well, I had that too until I literally was just like,
literally.
I did what I wanted.
But eventually I learned the same
Well,
thing.
I feel like, you know, being at different schools and like learning from different coaches, like, I mean,
You get different perspectives.
Different perspectives, and you learn different things. Like, I know from my swimming background, coming from New York, I learned certain things, and then moving here, where swimming is like just as big as football, I would say. It's one of the bigger sports. Swimming down here is, I told you guys my first podcast, is crazy. Like, I got beat by girls literally half my size, and they made you feel it. Like, if you were swimming too slow in the lane, like I've said this before, they would grab you by your ankle, then grab you by the shoulder, throw you underneath them, and swim over you. That's how the culture of the team was. And you definitely get humbled, and you definitely learn a lot, the first couple of practices, and then college is so different. And,
it's cutthroat.
It's definitely
cutthroat.
Like they tell you, like, listen, I can find 20 of you right away, so you're nothing special. You're just a number, basically. And
that's why coaching is so important.
Coach
is so important.
Exactly. So we're gonna talk more about fitness and training, and like, you guys have taken over a different role. You guys came from babyface wrestlers to heels now, and I kind of want to hear like your transformation from that. I know the big thing with Mike is the death of the Green Machine, which sounds like something straight out of a comic book, but it's pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's new, but it's not new. Kind of when I envisioned myself being a wrestler, like when I was a kid, whatever the Green Machine, like I never envisioned that like as my character. Like I was never like, let me have green hair and green goggles and all this stuff and make this a wrestling. I'm not saying it wasn't cool. It was cool. Yeah. But in like, I guess a nice way to say it, I'm playing a character when I do that. And it's easy. Like Tom Cruise could play Ethan Hunt like in Mission Impossible, and he could do it well. But if Tom Cruise had a Tom Cruise movie playing Tom Cruise, he'd probably play the best role he's ever played. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No one can play you better than you. And just I did this Green Machine thing. I'm 6'4". I'm 275 pounds. I can front flip, back flip, do anything you need me to do. And like, I just wasn't getting appreciated anywhere. And it's not that it wasn't that I was not appreciated. It's just there's so much talent out there, and when you have talent, you're not looking for talent, and that's just the way it works. And like, they might have had somebody that wasn't, I guess, as good in my head, but somehow, some way, he impressed somebody along the line. And I thought that the Green Machine was so impressive on paper, and the visual was so impressive to show people. That's what I kind of presented to everyone. It was like, hey, Green Machine, Green Machine, Green Machine. And you watch it, and you're like, wow, he's really athletic, he's really cool. When we find a spot for him, this will be a good thing. Okay, now come 3 years later, I had both my knees surgically replaced, and it's like, okay, how much longer am I waiting for one of these spots to open up? While this guy's making $1 million over there, his knees are perfectly fine, he's on TV in front of 1 million people, I'm getting hurt in front of 500. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, when's enough? And like, that's where I flipped, and the switch just went off after first year I get hurt, okay, come back, Green Machine. Came back as a Green Machine, cut my hair off because, political things that they tell you that, oh, you'll make it if you cut your hair, or if you shave your head, or you grow your hair longer to make it. Okay, cool. So cut my hair off, looked in the mirror and was like, what did I just do? Yeah. What did I just do to myself? This is not me. Yeah. Okay, so adapted to try to impress people even more, got hurt again. So when I came back this time, it's like, okay, I wrestled 3 months after having my knee replaced, first off. So like, I couldn't even get up and down the steps, but I had a pay-per-view match, and that was Green Machine, funny enough. And I went out there, and I realized as soon as that match was over, like, that was not me anymore. Because Mike Orlando wrestled that match 3 months after the surgery. Not the stupid character I put together or anything like that. My hair wasn't long. Like, I didn't feel like myself out there. And like, looking back at it, I might have showed up, but like, that wasn't me. But on paper, like, and a lack of a better term, but like, I had destroyed somebody on paper. Like, I don't need a green glasses or anything like that to try to show somebody like a character. The character is me. When you watch me from like college till now, and you just watch me outside of the ring and watch me as a person, I'm a different type of person.
You ain't no Green Machine.
I'm not the Green Machine. And like, I just gotta show people the frustration and the anger and where I'm supposed to be compared to where I am. And that sounds so selfish. So many people are like, oh, he's so cocky, he's so this. That's cool. That's fine.
But
that's fine. If
you
think
can't.
That, I'm gonna keep
I feel like in this industry, you can't hide. Like, even in sports in general, you can't be fake. Like, you have to be your authentic self, and people appreciate like your authentic self.
Yes. Yeah, the rawness and stuff.
And they want to see like your emotion, like your frustration and everything. Yes. Like, they don't want to see like just a facade of what you truly are.
Right. At the end of the day, this is an art. This is entertainment. Yeah. So we're playing a character. Yeah. So if all of a sudden you could pick up one or two things that's like, he didn't really believe what he just
I
said.
mean, just to rewind, how'd you end up creating the green machine?
I wore green in college. My team wore blue. I wore green because I wasn't a football player. I played football and I started and I had an NCAA championship and stuff, but like I never understood anything about football. And any of my teammates that watch this are gonna laugh. Like we'd get in the huddle and they'd be like, okay, 42 ISO on 2, Mike 42. And that's it. I had to be told the guy to go to on the line to go hit. But as soon as you told me, that was it. I got him every single time. But like, never understood. One time I picked up a fumble, picked it up, ran the wrong way. Like that's me with football, not understanding any of it. So
you had no field awareness. It's fine.
Right. Well, I never watched.
So that's why you didn't play a skill position. You played lineman.
Exactly.
That's why you didn't win the Slimer.
Right. Thanks. So yeah, again, I wore all green just because I partied, I went out, I did all this stuff with my friends and my teammates. I could care less about the sport. Yeah. Like I know it sounds messed up, but like I did it for the camaraderie and the attention. Everybody knew it was like the football team. How would you spill again? It's the football team. It's this. It's that. I lived in the football house. So when you're watching a football game on TV, which I don't do, you look at the guy in the helmet. You have any idea what he looks like? Because I don't. You just see a number and a jersey.
Yeah.
So I wore lime green everything and acted like a lunatic on the field. This way, everybody who watched that game, when we went to a party or something and I wore bright green at the party, were like, aren't you that guy that was freaking out on the field with all the green on? You knew exactly who I was. So the green machine came from that.
So you're the party guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have no idea.
That still hasn't changed.
But that's how you got boxed into being like just the party guy, and then you couldn't really. I think you said like you're angry and you have other things going on. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. So like that's where, and I've also been everybody's friend, man. Like I've helped so many people that are on TV right now get to where they are. Then they get to TV and it's just like.
Yeah,
no contact back, and it's like
he's trained.
I've trained some. Like I've worked with guys like that are on TV, like and I've helped them so much get there. Like best friends, some of them, and just it's crazy when you see nothing come back your way. Yeah. And it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm not going to ask for your help. I'm just going to put balls to the wall 1,000%. When I get there, don't come back and look at me again.
Yeah.
That's kind of the attitude I'm doing with this whole character. It's not your brother because it's like a wrestling term. Everybody says, "Hey, brother, what's up, brother? How's it going, brother?" Like, I'm not your brother. Yeah. You don't give a damn about me. When I got hurt, you didn't buy a T-shirt. You didn't buy a photo to help me like keep my bills, going or anything like that. So don't. No, coming back now, this is crazy. Yeah. Like, because everybody knows, like, I'm completely in right now.
Yeah. Like, I think you said like, it does kind of sound selfish, but really, I think at the end of the day, it's one of the things I've learned is that you kind of have to save the blessing for yourself instead of always giving it out to everybody.
Always. Yeah. People find out a good thing is coming, give you the horns right away, man. They'll smile to your face, but in behind the scenes, they're like, he's gonna get hurt again. He's gonna do this.
Or he's gonna hurt somebody, or he's
you know what I mean?
Injury prone.
Yeah. Right. So
you've had some of that too. Now, like people, like naysayers, like saying things about you and your wrestling, and like you've taken it totally different. Like you've kind of like worn it like as like a badge of honor now.
Yeah. Well, I am a lot different than he is in that sense. So when I got the negative reactions from like the fans at first, like I didn't know how to take it. I've been a good guy my entire career, 5 years already. So when I turned bad and everybody's like saying really nasty things to me online, I didn't know how to handle it at first. So it did bother me. It got to me. I don't know, I just thought about it a lot. I've complained to him a lot, like, how can they say this? Like, I've given them everything that I've had. Like, I've went through my own surgeries, too, just early on in my career. Like, his came a little later, but I've had my shoulder rebuilt already, my knee rebuilt 4 times. So, like, when I would read that stuff, it pissed me off. It's like, So, it did bother me for a little bit, but then, like, one morning I woke up and I was kind of just like, screw it. Yeah. For lack of better terms, I don't know. And, from that point on, everything that they kind of said and would comment online, everything that bothered me, I literally took a Sharpie and just wrote it on my gear. So my gear says like stupid, it says bitch, it says like too small, like little things like that. Everything that people say about me that really got into my head and bothered me, I just wear it now. It doesn't bother me anymore. Now you can all see what you said to me on my gear.
Yeah, and like that's a good, almost like a good like therapeutic way of dealing with stuff too. Like, like what you say doesn't bother you, it doesn't affect
well, that was like the first time in my career I faced that.
Yeah,
like I've never had.
I feel like I'm going to call you guys athletes because you are athletes. You have to be athletic to do this stuff. Like, any great athlete is always going to face some type of adversity, and like that's an awesome way to do it. I mean,
it's definitely like easier to overcome injuries than like people saying these things about you. Honestly,
like I always liked, like I'll throw in like my athletic background. Like I always liked racing people who always counted me out. Like one, I was a minority in a white dominated sport, and I was a lot smaller than a lot of the athletes I was racing. And you know, if they saw me in like lane 1 or lane 4, like it didn't matter. Like they're like, whatever, he's discounted. Like, this is gonna be easy victory.
I grew up my whole life like that. It's because we're built smaller. So even like when I would play softball, I'd step up to the plate and the whole infield would be like 5 steps in. I would just get so mad. But like when I would hit the ball, it would go over their heads, and I'd be just running around the bases because I'm this big and I would run faster than them. Then I would be like,
you use it to your advantage.
You know what I'm saying? So I honestly, like, that's why I liked being the good guy for a while. Like I enjoy being the underdog. Like I love when people like underestimate me. Like I love it.
Now,
like please.
Coming from the opposite view of that, like I've always been the big guy. I've always been the guy everybody's always looked at to do the job. Where it's like, if you look at me in football, it's like, oh, he's gonna block him. I better block him because everybody thinks I'm the big guy. I'm cliche. You know, so
expectation
with wrestling, the second I signed up for a school, you get the old, this kid's gonna make it. This kid gets it. Look at him. Look at the size of him. He's gonna get it. He's young. He's this. He's that. Started 18, 19 years old. You know, 28 now. And it's like, am I still young? Do I still get it? Do I still have the look? Like, and you don't know because people tell you right from the back you have everything. So you go invest like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into like gear and all this stuff, and then here I am. 10 years into my career, I'm still not on TV. And it's like, okay, but I did everything right. I'm the big guy. I'm in shape. I'm fast. I'm agile. I can wrestle. I can wear expensive gear. I have a cool entrance. I have custom music. I have a website. I did everything you said, but I'm still not on TV. So yes, I get you guys' point of view, but you have to also think of it from that point of view too, because then people always think and get in your head and tell you that you're going to do something, and you have to do it because you're that image of what it's supposed to be. That's why I don't wear wrestling gear anymore. Like, I'm not going to pay another $3,000 for gear anymore. Like, I'm not going to do it because it didn't get me to TV. I'm going to wear a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, look better than you, wrestle better than you, and do everything better than you, and then say, okay, when you put me on TV, I'll buy some gear. Sure. When you're paying my bills, I'll go, yeah, no problem. But until then, I'm just going to be better than you, whatever's in my draw. And that's kind of where I'm at now. So like,
Mike Orlando is the ultimate heel, by the way.
What's up, guys? It's Mark with Fittest podcast, and let me tell you about a project I'm working on called Streamline. Streamline is designed to make you more confident in and around the water. 15 years, I was a competitive swimmer, 8 of those years at the national level. I qualified for 2008 Olympic trials, 2009 World Champs, and again at 2012 Olympic trials. Swam competitively at Florida State University, water safety instructor, and I swam ocean rescue for a number of years. This program is designed for my CrossFit athletes. This might be the missing part of your game. For my triathletes, I know you guys struggle with that first part of the race. For my first responders, God forbid you ever have to make a water rescue or extraction. For my military candidates, combat, stroke, and water confidence drills. All of this stuff will help you swim better, more confident in the water. And guys, stay tuned for more in-depth tutorials and instruction. Thanks.
All right, this is reach and go, and I am fully extended on the kickboard with the kicking I was doing during the kick drill. I'm going to pull underneath my body with a straight arm all the way past my hips. My right arm stays on my right side, my left arm stays on its left side. There's no crossover. Nice high elbow on the recovery. You get as much extension on your reach as possible. You always want to reach out to the board in a full straight arm. My breathing is to the side, and I always want to have one goggle in, one goggle out. My head position in the water is looking straight down at the black line. My body is going to rotate around my head, so my head does not move unless it is to breathe. The more you can minimize your movement, the more efficient you'll be in the water. So once again, same strong kick you had on the kicking drill. Your body pulls with a straight arm. Your body's going to rotate around your head, and you're going to breathe one goggle in, one goggle out. Nice high elbows on the recovery, and always reaching as far as you can on extension. This is Reach and Go.
Okay.
And we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
And be rolling. No one's hating.
Yeah. So I think before we get into the training stuff, we should just get the COVID stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Because it's affecting all of us, and you
Yeah.
can actually use that transition into new training.
Yeah.
It's kind of forced your hand to switch up training.
So obviously COVID-19, has definitely screwed up sports in general. You know, it's affected the NCAA, it's affected the Olympics now, it's affected the CrossFit world and weightlifting and everything like that. But it's also affected you guys in terms of the biggest probably event in wrestling, WrestleMania. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, babe. I don't know where to start.
You guys have been wrestling all this week, yeah.
All week.
Yeah.
There's shows WrestleMania week every single day. You got to think about it. Like, fans come from all over the world for this one event. Over 100,000 people.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So
that was
if
like
there's
kind
a
of like
show-
main reason for you guys moving from New Jersey
Yeah, that's
down
a huge,
here.
huge
Yeah.
reason that we're
Okay.
coming down here is to prepare for WrestleMania week, and it's just you have a show, multiple shows every single day leading up to WrestleMania. As a wrestler, you can't ask for anything better than that. You're getting paid multiple times a day to do what you love to do. Then you're exposed to about 100,000 different fans in the area that maybe from Germany, China, all these places that have never seen you before. Now they see you and it's like, I need a picture.
Yeah.
I need a t-shirt. I may not ever see this guy, or he's going to be on TV very soon, or she's going to be on TV soon, so I need to buy this. That's the most income we would make in a week for the entire year. So WrestleMania itself, like, we're not on WrestleMania. I mean, that doesn't affect us too much, but like
The exposure.
oh my God,
The
the
exposure
week,
does.
we were wrestling a ton that
Multiple
weekend, just-
times a day.
Yeah,
Like
and
we
like-
would leave one show to go to another.
Right, like literally back to back to back.
We'd
I
stay
wanted
in
him
our
to come
wrestling
and-
gear.
Yes.
We'd be boom,
Yeah.
right in the car in our gear.
Right. So
Well,
this-
definitely like the next wrestling show.
you gotta be
Vocally,
there,
I
man.
have to be there, and I might
Yeah.
even join in the ring. I don't know.
Literally. Mark did pretty good the other day. Mark did pretty
Yeah.
good the
All
other
right,
day.
we'll get to that, but we'll talk about it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's horrendous financially, not just for myself, but like even the guys that are on WrestleMania. It's emotional in a way too, because there's a lot of big things that were planned for WrestleMania, and I can't say like a lot of these guys are like my friends per se, but like you feel for them, you can relate to them, and just like Edge comes back after 10 years, so he had a broken neck, comes
I had an
back.
Edge shirt.
What happened?
I had an Edge shirt.
Right,
when I was in-
exactly.
Everybody
Exactly.
does.
Everybody loved
Yep.
him. Comes back after 10 years, couldn't wrestle, career's over, comes back to no crowd for his first match back.
Yeah, that's-
you know what I mean?
that
And
sucks.
it's like, I get it, I understand it, and the show goes on and everything, but like that emotion, like for me, it's like me coming back from my knee injuries, finally making it to TV, but no one has a TV in their house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like
Literally.
that story just, it hurts in that, and then it's financially, but like, man, so many shows were canceled, so many guys lost opportunities to get to the next level. A company that, like, I don't know if we're even allowed to say, like, contacted us recently to come do something, and couldn't go because there was a maximum capacity in the building at the time. They were like, okay, because what we are is options.
Yeah.
Now, if their script, something goes wrong, it's like, okay, we need to fix the script here. What can we fill in? Anything fills in.
Yeah.
But it's got to be convenient. Mike Orlando lives an hour away. Call him. He can come here. Okay, cool. Mike Orlando could be there in an hour, but yet 2 more people you had booked on the show just showed up. Now the maximum capacity with the COVID is there, and it's like, okay, sorry, Mike, we're just going to have to can this segment. We're just going to have to go with something else right now. So, like, that's what's going on there, too. So, like, we're getting screwed on all different angles right now, and it's just, everybody is, not just us, the whole world is. Everybody's on shutdown.
Because
But-
we've been talking about how it would affect. I mean, the Olympics though was going to be the big one.
Yeah. I mean, Olympics is like, my podcast knows, but I don't know if you guys know, like, so my first exposure to the Olympics was my biological father, probably the only thing he did right in his life was take me to the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, and then after that, I fell in love with Olympics. Like that was like my goal from 5 years old on. Like I wanted to be there in the spotlight at the Olympics, and throughout my athletic career, I qualified for Olympic trials twice, and that was a goal. And when I got injured, like I realized like that goal wasn't possible anymore. But it's still like my favorite sporting event of all time, hands down. I mean, Team USA has never let me down. So the dream team, everyone, the Team USA all the way. And that was like the biggest devastation for me. Like this is the first time in my lifetime, in our lifetime, that it's been canceled or postponed.
Yeah.
So. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's going to be in the history books.
Yeah, it was one thing to kind of talk about it. It's another thing to actually talk to you guys and actually see like it literally affects so many things all across the board.
Mm-hmm. Literally every aspect. Yeah. We got laid off. I mean,
We're
laid off from our gym.
Yeah.
It's something that's, I guess, it's not adaptable. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be adapting to it.
Yeah.
But no one could expect that. Like, no one was prepared. It's not like a bill coming out and you didn't have the money for it. You had better figure it out right now. It's something that, like, you can't prepare for it.
Yeah, it's something
so
that
you really
totally
need to
caught
react.
everyone off guard. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which I think people are reacting the right way. Some people.
Some people.
I think most people.
We've talked about this. So we'll get your
Not
take on it.
Not outside, but we're picking up the steps.
We're picketing outside, and we want to be free outside. And just go outside. You don't have to picket. Like, you know what I mean?
What are you doing?
It's just, it's crazy. But again, most people are taking it. Of course, it's serious. You can wash your hands. Maintain yourself.
Cover
You'll
your
be
mouth.
fine.
Don't breathe on my neck. Like, it's not hard.
So,
but obviously, the gym closing was a big factor in your training and everything like that. But we found ways to train around that.
Yeah.
I have a home gym. You guys been to my home gym.
Yep.
Which we're very grateful for.
Yeah. You guys have adapted your training a little bit thanks to me. Working with you guys at the gym prior and then showing you a few things that I do that will help you, definitely build strength in your legs and build strength in your overall body, rehab your knees and everything like that. So we'll talk about, a little bit of training, like what I did to help you guys, and then we'll go into like my swimming promotion after that, but we'll talk about that.
Well, I also think what helped a lot with you is just the change in our training. I'm set in my own ways. I've always been set in my own ways, but had a good trainer before I got here in the gym. One of my buddies at home came here, went back to my old ways, just did what I wanted to do, and like what I wanted to do works. Like I get big, I get strong, I get exactly how I want to look. But then when real push comes to shove, like about 6 months ago, I'm squatting next to Megan, and like or Allie, excuse me.
Megan?
I squat next to Allie over here, and she's out squatting me.
Yeah.
Now, I could bench all the weight in the world, I could power whatever the hell you want me to do, but then all of a sudden I'm standing next to the smallest girl in the gym, no offense, and she's out squatting me.
Who is he calling small?
So
I'm gonna have to add that to my damn gear now too.
Oh, listen, I have a sharp power.
It's your fiance.
Ouch.
So.
Right? That's all right.
Muscles marinara.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So you kind of like, we're like, you can do all that, but like, do a squat. It's kind of like, I gotta go back to work, dude. Sorry, time's up here.
But at least you could. I didn't even know
Now
how
I
to
did
squat.
know. Right.
Until Mark.
I had a teacher.
Yeah, Mark was like, hey, your legs are too little to her. If you want to be a wrestler, you gotta fix that. And like, your legs just don't work, so we gotta fix those. Kind of realistically, what happened?
For Allie, like, she wanted to gain size. She was always doing your routines, which were primarily isolation movements.
Yeah.
Because of your knee and or your knees. And like that's something that she didn't need at the time. So
it worked for the time being.
For a time being,
but that was it.
But to build strength and to add size, you definitely needed to train legs. I had to tell everyone, like, the foundation of strength is in your legs, and to learning how to squat, learning how to deadlift is so vital to those two components.
Which I've completely skipped.
Problem is, I used to be a beast with legs. I used to squat like 500 pounds easy with football.
Definitely, because of football
mentally,
background.
It drives me crazy when I
Yeah.
can only do like 2 plates now, and I'm like, I don't want to do this no more, but I have to.
For me, all my strength's all my upper body from like gymnastics,
Yeah.
and with the 4D surgeries, I never touched legs. Like I was so scared. Like even like the things they have me doing in rehab, like
the
little machines
extensions
and stuff.
and everything.
Like I wouldn't even go near those because my knee cracks like every time I do it, and like that little bit of pain just scared the hell out of me. So I was like, oh my god, I can't break this again.
But once you found, I mean, I think you got an endorphin rush from doing squats, but you saw the slight changes like after 3 or 4 weeks of training.
Yeah, I've been squatting probably 2 to 3 times a week for about a month and a half now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call her out real quick, right? So the other day somebody bought some photos offline, and she's like, "Oh, I got this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I gotta send them this." And I was like, "Why don't you just send them some old ones?" Meanwhile, the old one was like maybe 5 months ago. Okay, I think her hair was a different color, so like it was just pure blonde. So I was like, "That's not old. It's from 5 months ago." She goes, "Yeah, but look at my legs in this one." I was like, "Oh, they grew that much in the last couple of
But
months."
you can see the little.
She's like, "I need to send this one, not the one with the little legs."
They did though. Like there's a
It's
huge
very
difference.
small.
Yeah.
No, it's
But
like
I see it.
I mean, there's
She's trying to
definitely
be
more.
humble when she's on camera. When she's off camera, she's like, look, every second.
There's definitely a change in like you'll definitely see it. Like you even said like I never thought squatting would give me abs or like work my abs and
Literally, I had no
You know what's
idea.
cool
Yeah,
too? Going
question.
back to the
No
COVID
idea.
thing. Going back to the COVID thing, like Meg, whoever she is over here, Allie, she has a huge tendency to be like, not calling her out, but
I mean, you have been the whole time,
if,
so you might as well.
if it's easy, she's gonna let it be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one thing I thought was really cool about this whole thing is she has a million excuses she can make right now, and she's not. So it'll be stuff like, if this was a year ago and this happened, this girl will be like, "Nope, we're it's house arrest. You don't leave. You're not leaving. I'm not letting it happen."
We're watching Scooby
She
every
would
day.
use it up and down her excuse. Now it's like last night. It's like 12 o'clock at night. And she looks at me and she's like, "Oh my, we redid the whole house." She looks at me. She's like, "Oh my god, don't we have that podcast at like 10 o'clock tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm never gonna wake up for it." I was like, "Well, we have to." And the thing is, if we go to it, finish it quick, go to Mark's, then we finish that workout, come back. It's like 3 o'clock. We can finish the house. All of a sudden, she's like, "Okay, good. Let's just get it done." A year ago, she'd be like, "I'm not coming back and doing the house too. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that." So she's motivated. We have a wrestling ring we were using recently. She wants to go.
Yeah.
Then she gets there and I see her like, dude, there's other girls there that are working out and she'll ask some questions.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that? What are you training for? How do I do that? That didn't happen before.
Yeah.
So I guess this COVID thing, it sucks, but it's really cool to see how people react to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's a study
we
of
talked
people. I
about
went to
that in
school
our
for
last
psychology.
episode. Yeah.
So like it's just the study of people and watching what they do and just I see how she reacts compared to like my neighbors. Like my neighbors don't care. They have people over. They're all outside having
Like 20
bonfires.
people over
20
playing
people.
football.
But
That's
that's awesome.
right
It's
now.
awesome. It's just people like have to adapt, and you kind of just watch people, and you just realize like we're all so different, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
Meanwhile, our parents are calling us and they're like, "Don't breathe, don't
yes,
do this."
yep. But
Oh,
this is
believe
gonna
me.
bring out the
I've
best
already-
in
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Like as much as it sucks, it's gonna bring out the absolute best. Like when this is all over with wrestling, you're gonna see the people that really want it, and you're gonna see the people that say they want it. Okay, because there's people sitting at home right now using this for every
It's getting
excuse.
soft.
Okay, using rubber bands in their house like this on Instagram, going, home workouts. Yeah, okay, cool. Because I'm gonna take boulders outside and do this and not video it, and then come back and
I don't have boulders
Yeah.
at my house.
Yeah, listen.
Well, he made a good point the other day. Like, it's gonna be cool when this is over, and like we go back, and the people like us who are finding things to do and like ways around it, like we're gonna come back
Ready.
and we're gonna be ready to go.
Ready.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody else that
It's
we're
like,
gonna be
I
wrestling,
need another month to.
yeah, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Sorry, don't worry. I'm rusty right now. I haven't wrestled. I haven't done this 2-3 months because of the virus." Okay, so wait.
So is that kind of what flipped in your head that changed you to be from that person you were a year ago, like you said, to
about
this
a year,
person?
I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so.
I definitely think she sees opportunity to move ahead of people right
Yeah,
now.
that's right,
And
yeah.
that's what wrestling is, unfortunately. It's
Yeah.
just
It was the
Well, you have
character
to.
change
Yes.
too that really put
Yeah.
like fire under my ass.
Yeah.
Like for a long time, I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Megan was for a long time. In high school, I didn't know who Megan was.
We don't know who Megan is.
That's what exactly. But then you go and now I'm Allie Recks. Even when
Why
I
do you
started
keep saying his
wrestling,
name Megan?
I
Like,
know.
I don't know who that is.
I give him a whole government shit, but they can have Megan.
Yeah.
But I never really knew who she was. So when you put me into wrestling and you say, "Oh, make this whole big character," it's like, well, if I don't even know who I am as my real life person, how am I supposed to make up a character?
Yeah.
Right.
So then they would tell me like, "Oh, just be yourself times 1,000."
right.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. So I'd go out there, smile, yay, which worked for 3 years, and everybody got bored of it. And they're like, okay, look at her, she's a blonde girl out there smiling. So like that's when like the switch kind of flipped at that point, because now it was like, why aren't you paying attention to me? Like you were. What happened? Like you got bored.
Yep.
You know. So
if you're bored yourself, you can imagine how
bored
everyone else
how
is.
they feel.
Yeah,
so when I had to change
So-
everything, I had to rethink my look, my hair, the way I talked, the way I thought about things, and like
You even changed a lot of your routine and a lot of your moves because.
my movesets have
You
changed.
can't be that fancy anymore.
I can't be doing all the fancy flippy stuff now. I'm just slapping bitches in the face. You know, that's kind of fun. So you know, like
Ratchet.
it's ratchet.
Ratchet?
He says ratchet with an ED. It's not ratchet.
I thought it was.
That's what
No,
I thought
it's
it was
ratchet.
too. Isn't ratchet like Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
So I don't know what she's talking about.
Well,
I hope you just called yourself out on
The
camera.
ghetto I came from, it was ratchet with a T.
Yeah.
That's how we texted it.
She also came from Colorado.
I hate when you. Anyway,
So, like-
anyway.
So I got to step into your world for a little bit and train with you guys, which was really fun.
Check out that video.
Yeah, check out that.
Dude,
If you
for
haven't
real.
seen the video, we'll give you guys. We'll give them.
Should
your,
drop that in there if I can.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to like fit it. He
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah.
He on his first day of wrestling training did so much better than I did on my first
A
day.
normal person does. It's just because he's a real athlete.
Well, that's because
Like,
it's not normal.
So that
I'm not.
it just
I was
came
like-
like natural.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
lead to like a back bump, like when you fall backwards, and I'm like, okay, roll. Roll. Mark's just like, boom,
And just like
back.
throws himself.
Okay, well that was the final step that we were getting to. It's like, that's
But
what
all right.
Okay, cool.
No, he did great.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah. I mean, it was super fun, like doing all the rolls and like the grappling stuff came normal to me because you guys know I have like a really diverse background. Like, I wrestled. I had a wrestling camp and I did so many
athlete,
things.
bro.
Yeah. So like, and I've had DT instruction, so it's definitely fun and like going into that world like was super humbling and it was really fun.
Going as like a teaching thing towards people, it's crazy to like teach some people
Yeah.
compared to teaching other people. Like everybody's at different levels, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. But so many people want this so bad and this, that, and the third, and they show up and you're like, okay,
You got a lot of work on you.
yeah, oh my god, okay, cool. Wipe your feet before you get in the ring because you're wearing sneakers from outside, so okay, cool. Mark already was ready to go, shoes off, like, okay, I already know how this is supposed to work type of thing, and like, just humble. If I said 2 steps to the left and 1 arm forward, 2 steps to the left, 1 arm forward. And
In
like
a
a lot
way,
of
though.
guys, when they come in, just, football players or real wrestlers from back in the day, they get it already, right?
Yeah.
Like they're tough guys, they understand it. Like that's not a tough guy thing. When you're grappling with Mark, especially as soon as we started, I could feel Mark already like trying to move me around, and it's like that's not wrestling, not pro wrestling. So like all I would do is whisper, like, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. And he would just get loose, and then I would control his body. But at first, the real athlete again came out, and he was just like, but as soon as I said loosen up,
Relax.
he relaxed completely. You know how many times in practice when you're first getting to know somebody, like a football player or something, you're like loosen up, and they think they have to show you how strong they are or something to pick you up and throw you or something.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right, cool, no problem. No problem. All right, we're going to go out there in front of 50 people, I'm going to embarrass you. Right?
It was helpful for me with you being there because when he was doing that grappling with you, I heard him keep saying to you like, okay, what's open? What are you gonna grab? What are you gonna grab?
Yep.
And like I was standing there and I watched the video and back in the video I like pushed down on his arm like for you, like here, go for arm bar. And just watching you guys wrestle, like I was thinking like, okay, go for this. But when I'm just doing that with him, I can't think of that.
It's having like a third eye. It's like watching
but when you're
everything,
in there doing it, you can't
It's
see.
also humbling as a wrestler because any wrestler's watching it shows you're always replaceable.
Yeah.
Because
Literally.
the first day he's there, okay, and he's able to pick up on certain things.
He's
Wrestling is
outrolling me.
skill. Wrestling is skill,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're not up to par as the person next to you, you're gonna lose your spot. Straight up, like it's a circus, okay? And if every clown at the circus when you walked in looked exactly the same, by the end of that circus, you'd be like, all these clowns, man, they all look stupid. You know what I mean? But you look at wrestling, it's diversity, okay? You got black guys, white guys, Spanish guys, everything, Asian guys, everything. Now that's a market, okay? So if we have a tour coming up in Asia, right, and they need more Asian wrestlers, that's the market right now. So if there's more Asian wrestlers that are wrestling at that time,
Probably not China though.
What's that?
Probably not China.
Well, yeah, China's a bad example right now. But before all this, you know what I mean? But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, that's the market, meaning it doesn't matter how good or talented I am. If there's more of a market for you right now, and you could do those simple things, you're getting moved to TV in the first week before 10 years of my wrestling is getting me there. Just because you fill that market. And that's what's so important about like understanding what you're a part of. Like, I can get mad all I want, but Vince McMahon could have walked in that gym right there and then looked at me, looked at her, and been like, man, fuck it, that guy. You know what I mean? Just looks at him, just signs him on the spot. That's how it works.
Okay.
You know?
Really?
So, transitioning to that, like you know, after your video, you're like, dude, I definitely want to get into like the swimming stuff.
Sure.
And as you guys know, I have this program that I've been working on called Streamline. It's catered towards everyone, but primarily CrossFit athletes who are like, I've watched you guys swim. It's cringeworthy. Triathletes, like I know it's like the hardest part of your race, and like you guys dread the swim portion. So I want you guys to be the most comfortable. My first responders, like God forbid you have to make a water rescue and extraction. We live in Florida, so beachfronts are everywhere. Everyone has a pool, so if you guys have to make a water rescue and extraction, like I want you guys to be the most prepared. And our military candidates, water confidence drills. If you can stay calm underwater, you can stay calm on a battlefield. And I think swimming is going to definitely help you guys in terms of training. Like, you're going to learn how to breathe better. You're definitely going to work muscles that you never thought you had. I tell people that like when they first start swimming, because I feel like swimming is one of those sports where everyone thinks they can do it until they get in the pool. And it's really humbling for people who are like athletic. They're like, shit, I cannot swim 4 laps. I definitely I'm gonna honestly I think within a day, like you said, you can only do like breaststroke.
I mean, I swim like this.
I swim underwater with your little feet.
Yeah, I think like working with me for like maybe a couple hours, I'll get you some freestyle, no problem. Breathe to the side and like.
Not drown.
I'm a drown after working out with you. Man, your swimming's ain't like the way you work out, man.
Yeah, if you want to work out with this guy.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. I just, again, have some swimmies for me.
Yeah. I'll rescue you.
I've double the workout on Mark.
I've saved bigger guys than you, so it's fine.
Bragging about my ankle.
No.
Well, I gotta teach all 3 of these people how to swim, so it's fine, man.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Everybody, yeah.
You step into our world, I'm ready to step
Which is a
into
really
yours.
humbling thing.
Yeah.
People should do that more often.
Yeah.
Everybody should really soccer's stupid. Go play soccer.
Yeah.
Go play soccer for a couple hours.
We had when I was in college, we had a men's swim team versus the FSU women's soccer team. And we got our ass kicked by a bunch of girls.
Yeah, it happens.
Those girls are.
Yep. Football team never won tug of war. How did we not win tug of war in college? Like,
I don't know.
All these meathead guys benching 600 pounds. Like, I can't pull the rope, but all the chicks are pulling us. Like,
it's humbling, man.
because we didn't do our squats. That's why.
Let's talk about these belts you guys have, like these championship belts. They've been sitting here for the entire episode, and we haven't touched on them. So. It's pretty cool. Like, you guys got noticed outside right away.
Yeah,
even though
They called him Braun Strowman.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
But where are these
Thank
belts
you.
from?
These are from Minnesota. This is from Kickstart My Heart Wrestling.
Yes, it is my first championship since coming back. I believe.
Mine too.
Since coming back, yes. It's her second current championship.
So you're the reigning queen.
I
Yes.
am the reigning queen.
She has
First
another one at
ever
home.
and longest rating. Let me just put that there.
She has one from Jersey at home.
Yep.
That's the promotion I got hurt at. They're super disrespectful and they suck. So she's gonna keep your belt. And
It's on my wall.
so that one stays at home. These two, they're a lot of fun. Minnesota, I've never been to before. Wrestling
this,
here.
me either.
It's freezing cold. It's freezing.
I've only been in the summer, so
Okay,
it's
coming
nice
from
in the
Florida,
summer.
man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I won this belt in October out there.
Yeah.
Imagine what that
I
was like.
slipped walking out of the restaurant. There was no ice on the floor. It was that cold. Like, I'm dead serious.
He almost
I
went down. It's
slipped,
so
yeah.
true.
Oh, man.
So anyway, though, this is a brand new promotion. I don't know the exacts of how it works, but I know that most of the profit goes toward Red Cross and cancer funds. And
That's
A
awesome.
lot
Yes.
of charities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who runs it He's called the Doc, the Doctor of Pro Wrestling. What an awesome human being he is, honest to God. Inside the ring and outside the ring.
Yeah,
Takes care of us,
great.
treats us like superstars,
Yeah, that's
treats his
awesome.
promotion like a superstar place. And that's why it will be a huge place
It's gonna
soon.
work out there.
He doesn't discriminate. So men can wrestle women, women can wrestle women,
Oh, nuts.
men can wrestle men. It's just
Yeah,
an
it
open,
doesn't
it's a
matter
free playground.
If you've been wrestling for 10 years or 10 months, like
Right.
he gives you that
He
opportunity.
gives you the opportunity,
shot.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
that's
honest.
awesome,
You know, like the kid I had wrestled, or the man I had wrestled, I hate using the term kid. The guy I had wrestled, he was a little nervous, I guess, to get in there with me, and Doc had explained up and down to me what this kid was thinking, what was going on. So by the time I got there, I knew exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
I didn't go there not knowing what to expect or anything like that. He's so upfront. Therefore, our match went great. And now I'm nervous as hell too. I'm just coming back.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get in the ring with people I don't know. They could rip my knees off again.
Yeah.
You know. So I felt confident going there. That's important in pro wrestling because a lot of places will treat us like garbage.
Yeah.
And it's just because we're replaceable. There's another dude with long hair and tattoos up the road that they can use. That's just
Yeah.
what it comes down to. What you have to learn is building your brand is so important with wrestling and life and anything, and to value it. This guy values us. That's why these belts are here and the other
Yes.
ones at home. And
Gotcha.
it's just, you got to find a rhythm sometimes with this whole game that you're playing. He took care of her before ever even meeting me.
Yeah.
I met him through her. And now you talk about a guy in the middle of nowhere talking to my girlfriend, trying to put her on a plane, trying to pay her, all these things in the middle of Minnesota. And I'm just like,
Who the hell is this dude?
what? And like you think about it, and it's like, okay, that's the business we're in, but like it really doesn't happen very often. Like, is he okay? Can we check this guy out? Like, what's
Yeah.
up? Meanwhile, a week later, he's messaging me, like completely respectful,
Yeah.
never said anything wrong to her, never anything would be awkward. And as a man talking, can I have promo photos for a
Yeah.
poster? Okay, some women could look at that and be like, you sicko.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Why do you need my photo for?
Yeah.
You know, but like he would say to her, are you comfortable with this? Are you comfortable with that? And then come to me and be like, hey, we agreed on this. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Pure.
It's so
yeah.
important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
New,
Respect.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
a great guy. Great
Even though we beat the
locker
hell out of him after we won this belt or whatever.
Yeah.
So
room. Yeah, it broke my belt.
yeah, he broke a buckle. But he's
Is it broken on there?
Yeah, right
I'm
in front
missing
there.
a whole screw right on his head. I went
She
back
hit him with
and
the
found
belt. Right. Okay. So real quick, right? This guy was turning bad. Okay,
We all
stop.
were.
Okay, he was turning bad after this segment.
Yeah.
We were just supposed to hold him down and act like we were going to hit him. Then his partner came out to protect him, and then we just hit the partner, and then the doctor stands over him like it was all
Yeah.
part of the plan. She doesn't understand the plan.
Uh-oh.
So we're holding this
I'm
doctor.
all
and
in
what
the
she
moment.
did, she runs full speed with this belt and just like, wha- boom, into his face. Now, you saw his face ricochet off the belt.
Oh no.
But
And
he
I'm
was
just like,
smiling the whole
He's
time.
about to be on our side. Why would you hit him with a belt? And he's about to be on our side.
Well, in my defense, there was a whole list of the segment in the back, and our names were not on that list. So I didn't read the
So I
segment.
started leaving, and he looks at me in the
And was
ring.
like,
and he's
"Come
like,
on."
get in the ring.
And
I was like, really though? Like,
But it wasn't
real?
on paper, so I didn't know. And
Yeah.
then when they were holding him there and his face is open, what are you gonna do? You can hit it. Like,
I didn't. I sat there in the ring and drank beer.
You
It was
did.
it was at a brewery.
You
So
sat
my
in
match
Indian
was
style.
over. I just sat Indian style and popped the beer. and just saw the
Actually,
chaos happen.
that was one of my favorite matches because of the ending that we had.
Yes.
It was in a brewery in the middle of Minnesota, and I had my championship match. I was defending my belt, and this girl hits me with her finisher, which was the spear. And he was managing me, so she hits me with the finish. That should have been it. She honestly should have won at that point.
Yeah.
Not one-way wrestling, okay? So
Never
he
done
put
one
my
when you guys are
foot-
wrestling.
Oh my god, it was like the greatest finish ever. We had such a good reaction. So she hit me with her finish, and I couldn't kick out because she just killed me. So he put my foot on the rope for the 3 count, broke up the count. The ref got in his face. She got in his face. He spit the beer in her face, and I rolled her up for the pin to keep my
1,
belt.
2, 3.
Yeah. Like dirty finishes like that, and the reactions from the crowd.
It goes back to life.
Oh
I mean,
my
I've
God.
done everything the right way. I've done everything by pinning people for
Yeah.
real in the nice way.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, it's a lot of work. So
You
I'd
get
rather just
class.
spit beer in your
Spit
face
beer
and
in
live
your
on faster.
He
Just
took
like
his
everybody
hair
else
down,
did.
put his sweat in people's face, the whole 9, man.
Took
He
my
was
hair. They were
such
making
a
fun of my
bitch.
man bun, so I took it out at the end of the match. Just made sure all my sweat went all over them. Anyway,
Coronavirus.
Corona.
It's because of you.
But yeah, that's what these are right here. That's,
That's
a
awesome.
shout out to Kickstart too.
Yeah, for real. One of
Sure.
my favorite
Yeah,
promotions.
we'll definitely give him a shout out on the
They
audio.
better share this
audio.
video too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll definitely share the audio version of it too. So I'll write something out.
Cool,
Oh,
cool.
well.
And yeah, so like I think that's all I really had.
This was fun.
Yeah, what's next for you guys? I mean, that'll be my next question. I know I asked you guys this on our second episode.
Yeah,
So next would be
kind of
obviously
up in
like
the air.
more TV time, and like obviously when this thing clears up, like
It all comes
That's
with
what the
time
question
at
is.
this
Yeah.
point.
What's next for the
what
world?
is
Like,
what is next? So
no one knows what's going on. No one knows when wrestling's coming back. But to answer that, I guess the best way I could, whatever's next, we're definitely ready for.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Whatever
not
it is.
stopping. Whenever it comes, whenever it happens, like it's a blessing in disguise. I have more time to heal up my knee. Okay, it's as good as I am right now. I'm still not where I want to be physically. So that's part of what's next.
Yeah.
What's next is just whenever this does end and it's time for shit to hit the fan again. It's 1,000% what we're gonna be tuned into. So TV time, yes, it's all TV at this point.
Yeah.
I want TV. Mm-hmm.
That's probably the best perspective, is just to look at this as an opportunity instead of sitting here like wallowing in
For
it,
sure.
Yeah.
because it can suck for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, and it does. I mean, I feel we had this talk the other day, real quick. Do we feel bad for people that are, out of work and losing jobs and in situations where they're in a tough position?
absolutely.
Yes, I feel bad because no one saw this coming. There's no way we could have prepped for it.
No, not at
It's-
all.
We,
Can't
we
blame
talked
anybody.
about we talked about you guys as wrestlers. Do I feel bad for people who are not doing anything?
Right. I mean, you're wrestlers, you're entertainers. Do something like this.
Yeah.
Okay, you're still an entertainer. You can't sit behind a camera and talk to people and
Exactly.
keep getting your name out there. You have to hit a suplex off
There's
the top
so
rope to the
many,
outside
yeah.
leg.
So
I mean,
many
you have-
different platforms you can do things
your the
on.
Patreon and
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we
like-
have a YouTube channel. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have him do my makeup this week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be up.
Yeah.
Wait for
Yeah.
that.
That'd
That'll
be
be cool.
interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Stuff like
I said
that,
you guys should
cooking
do.
videos,
I think you
anything.
guys should do like a daily vlog. I think this would be a good part of the daily,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
vlog or whatever. But
Which we have been filming a lot of.
yeah,
So
yeah. So that'd be
Something to
awesome.
do.
Like I
Yeah.
mean, you guys have so much material that you can
We have
use.
so much footage
Yeah.
we haven't even edited, and honestly, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
We have
Exactly.
so much, man, so much from all our trips,
Yeah.
like random stuff.
Yeah.
Just random
I
stuff.
record everything.
Stuff of me and you.
Yeah.
I fell asleep eating nachos one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recorded that.
Eating
Like,
nachos.
literally, his
Marcus
eyes are like rolled in the back of his
Yeah.
head, but he's still
If
picking
you
up
get 1,000
nachos.
likes on this video, he'll post that video.
1,000 likes and you can
And
see
he'll
my
post that video just standing
sleeping.
up eating nachos.
You slob.
Completely sleeping. Yep.
No.
TJ's just
Yeah.
playing in the background.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Oh
times.
boy. I hope we get 1,000 likes.
But yeah, so I think we're coming to like a natural ending point. Would
Yeah.
you say? So
As I said.
where can we find you guys? I know the answer, but for everyone else,
You can find me at Allie Recks on absolutely everything except for Patreon. If you want to pledge to my Patreon, it's the real Allie Recks because somebody else thinks they're Allie Recks on Patreon.
That's weird.
oh,
So the real one is me.
Humble.
Yeah.
At the Big Orlando is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.com/Elite Orlando, and ProWrestlingTees.com/Elite Athlete. Got you on that one. You didn't think of that.
I said Allie Recks on everything. I keep my stuff the same. You're not even the elite athlete.
You can't change the domain of the website.
That's true.
Anyway, she doesn't understand.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's where YouTube, Mike Orlando. Subscribe to my channel. I have really cool stuff on there.
Yeah, your YouTube, like your vlogs are called the Grass is Always Greener, right?
Grass is always
Grass is
greener.
Which
always
I feel like you're gonna
greener.
have to change soon since you're no longer the green machine.
Or not, because is the
Or
grass
not.
ever really greener? That's the whole point of the show. The whole
True.
point of the show is to show you outside of Mike Orlando, or outside the green machine. So really, the show is about Mike Orlando and Allie, or Megan, you should say. Really, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But we incorporate it with the green machine. So it's like, everybody sees us like, oh wow, they're in the middle of North Carolina wrestling. They have a beautiful hotel. We have this, we have that. And it's like, that's what we show you.
Yeah.
Okay, you have no idea what the hell happened there before that. Like,
And the fact that we just screamed
the
at
three
each other for
connecting
30
flights,
minutes on
yeah.
the way up.
Three connecting flights from 4 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock just to get there on
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
And to
Christ.
get there, and the rental car or the ride doesn't come for almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're sitting in the airport for 3 hours eating airport food, yelling at each other because you're tired. You know what I mean? That's the
on
kind
the
of stuff
floor.
you're going to see on The Grass is Always Greener. So it's
All right.
like, it may not be greener. Maybe it was. Maybe it isn't. I mean, maybe, what would we call it?
Raw is
Just,
Time will
natural.
tell.
just the other side?
Just the real Orlando's.
Just the real Orlando's?
Unfiltered.
The real
Real
Orlando's. That's
Orlando's.
kind of good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
It's like
always
Ozzy Osbourne
dude.
type show.
I'm always full of good ideas.
The
You should know that already.
I know.
Well,
We
you
got
guys,
some
I'm
Hey,
surrounded by humble people here. All right.
Coming
nothing
from
like
you.
You guys can find me on Instagram at MCOX91. And like I said, always don't follow me on Instagram because I'm not going to friend you. So
Follow me on Instagram, but do
Follow
not
to
follow
follow.
me on Instagram.
follow me on Instagram, but don't follow me on Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
still
what
listen
I
to me.
say.
Facebook.
I think you can find
Facebook,
me
yeah.
at My Primal Being on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be dropping all of these everywhere. So we're doing YouTube and we try to put it on Facebook, but Facebook sucks.
Yeah, Facebook's.
Facebook
Yeah,
does.
We're
that's,
gonna make
that's
you
why
guys
you don't
Instagram.
friend me on Facebook because the thing doesn't work.
Yeah,
That's alright.
it's a
But,
process.
I
yeah,
never
we
podcast.
always end up with a closing statement. So if you guys want to send anything motivational to anybody, or we'll just wrap it up if you want.
If you do today what you did yesterday, then what you do tomorrow is not going to outdo what you did today. So if that didn't make sense to you, what that is a real quote my coach used to use. So it's a circle of words there. So basically saying you have to work.
So confused.
It's
I know,
supposed to be
like
confusing,
mind
yes.
fuck.
So what it's saying is, if you do the same thing yesterday that you're doing today, tomorrow don't expect anything differently.
Oh.
So,
Makes sense.
but you got to say it in that way because only people that are doing something different every day to get better will understand how's that. Most people that take it are like,
Oh, I
don't get it."
failed.
Well, listen, there you go. Now
Maybe we
motivate
should
yourself
start
by
the
saying
swimming
it.
today.
Sorry, we're gonna watch that back, and I definitely fucked it up.
Yeah, you butchered the words right there.
When I got it right, though, we'll understand.
Well, I mean, I butchered the
Humble.
Facebook thing, so. Go ahead.
Oh!
Anything?
Last words.
Be humble like him.
No. Being humble goes a long way. Sometimes it's not part of my personality, but that's what people love me for. So,
I'm
Not
standoffish.
really does go a long way.
me too.
I'm standoffish.
So, like I say always, be the best version of you each and every day. Do more, be more, read more. Just try to learn every day, and just be open to different situations, different things. So, that's all I got to say. And have an awesome week.
Yeah, I'd say that for me, the thing I take away from this particular episode is between Allie and Mike is that people will box you in to what they think you should be or who they think you should be, and you'll even kind of play into it. But realize that probably sometimes you just have to grow out of it, and they might see a much better part of you when you do that. So that was
Yeah.
really cool to hear either of you guys doing that.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
perspectives too.
That's a great way to put it.
That's a really good way to
Really
put
good way
it.
to put it.
Way
Yeah,
to
Mark's so
wrap
good
that
with
up.
words, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
for
wrapped
sure.
that up
Yeah, that was really
real
good.
tight with a bow. That was good.
And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Listen to my podcast. It really means a lot to me. If you like what you hear, please share it with a friend. Give me a rating on Apple Podcasts. Share on Spotify. All those awesome things. So yeah, 5 stars, write a review or something like that. Give me 4 stars, 3 stars. I don't care. Just write something.
All of them.
Just give me all the stars.
All of them.
Yeah. So and remember, if you like this video, if this video gets 1,000 likes,
1,000 likes.
I'll post that video of Mike eating nachos passed out. So it's
Come on,
it's
guys.
really funny to see.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
We get that.
Yeah, we did.
Why would you put your elbow out here?
I have to pee so bad. Can I go back?
Oh, yeah. One over there and one back here.
Which
That was
way?
good.
Just right there.
This side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, definitely messed that quote up. No, let me see. If you do today what you did yesterday, then tomorrow.
do the day before.
No, if you do today what you did yesterday, then tomorrow is going to be the same thing
As you did today.
as you did today. Yeah, that's right.
It sounded weird when you first said it.
Listen, I'm motivated, all right?
sounds right.
It sounded right to me.
What's up, guys? It's Mark from Fittest Podcast. And let me tell you about a project My Primal Being, Mark Abanning, and I have been working on. It's called Streamline. Streamline is a swim program with the goal to help you build confidence in and around the water. For my CrossFit athletes, this might be the missing part of your game. For my triathletes, to help you build more confidence in that part of the race. For my first responders, God forbid you ever have to make a water rescue and extraction. I want you guys to be the most prepared for it. For my military members, water confidence drills, and combat stroke. I'll be releasing some step-by-step tutorials and drills to help you maximize your swim potential and have you swimming more efficiently and more effectively. As most of you guys know me, I was a competitive swimmer for 15 years. 8 of those years at the national level. Qualified for Olympic trials in 2008 and 2012. Qualified for World Champ trials in 2009. Was a collegiate swimmer at Florida State University. And I want to help share my knowledge. I want to spread my knowledge with you guys. Get you swimming the best you could ever swim. I guarantee you guys, working with me, I'll have you swimming faster and more effectively than you ever have. Thanks.